Welcome everyone, it's Evelyn from Twin Flames 3344. I have an exciting read for you today. I actually have two. I have a Divine Masculine Twin Flame read from last night, and I also have a Divine Masculine Twin Flame read for today. And the read today ended in 3 of the 4 aces, and the other ace was in the middle of the read. They were all upright. That never happens, okay? So I would advise you to stay tuned. If you can only watch one of the two, I would advise watching the second one. But there's messages from both for sure. So take a deep breath, you guys. Okay, we'll start out with a quick energy card read and then we'll get right into it. Today is July 28th, 2020. It's my oldest brother's birthday. Happy birthday, Len. It's also the 28th. I went up to visit my sister yesterday, and as I started off my travels, my sub-odometer was at 4,400 exactly, and the other number on the meter was 28, which is the twin flames. And then I never noticed the miles from me to my sister's house, and it was literally 17 miles, so it was pretty cool. And then I was behind 7777 on the highway, so it was a pretty synced up day. Well, actually I went there 2 days ago and I came home yesterday. All right, so from the energy deck for July 28th, 2020, what do we need to know? What do we need to learn for everybody watching? All right, we have deceit. All right, 25 is that Knight of Wands. So there's some deceit here. So it's just for you to be aware and remember to follow your own guidance. Feel your body, right? Don't go into your headspace. And again, this could be self-deceit. It's number 25, which is the Knight of Wands, and then we have the 32 of the 6 of Wands. The Knight of Wands, I'm trying to remember if it was upright or reversed in the read. Actually, the Knight of Wands is upright in the read. So in the read, it's in a positive energy. Here's the Door to Spirit, which is 32. The Journeyman, that's also upright in the read. It's upright and reversed, but not in a negative way. So here's letting the spirit in, allowing the purification energy in. I'm just getting this too. Wait a second. The storm warning's coming up too. That's number 10, which is the Wheel of Fortune. And the bottom of the deck is financial constraints, number 13, which is the Death card, transformation, transition, endings, things like that. But that's the underlying energy. We do have the temple path beneath it, so it's in a positive alignment here. 12 is right before the 13 as well, so that's the Hangman. And then this is the rebirth, the rising, the ascension. So these 3 cards came up. This one was in positive aspect in the read, and this was up and down, but I don't get really any, I'm losing my voice on this one here. This one's up and down, so someone might want to speak their truth, but then they might get scared to speak their truth. I was getting some throat activation in some cards that I pulled a little bit earlier. And here's the storm warning, which is the 10. The Wheel of Fortune's reversed. So this may be, you know, that it's past the storm, okay, or you're avoiding the storm, that kind of energy here, and that may be the deceit, like just deceiving yourself or not being your true authentic self. And allowing the purification energies, the white light, to, you know, to use that to heal yourself, as well as when you're dealing with storms coming in, you know, that wind whipping up. So you notice that there's wind here, and then there's wind here. So someone's whipping something up, perhaps a little scheme here that's being whipped up. But they can't deceive you, so don't have any fear about anything, all right? This is the Knight of Wands, the Journeyman, and then the Wheel of Fortune. And these 2 in the main part of the read were reversed, and this was upright though. Okay, so it's a very positive read, so I don't want you to get any negative feelings about this. This is something in a good way. Something comes whipping in that you didn't expect, perhaps. Or perhaps something just, showing up out of nowhere. I'm not getting like the tower or the tower card where it's like a sudden event. But the storm warning's kind of like that too, right? Because that can whip up in a second as well, even though it's the 10 of the Wheel of Fortune. All right, so I'm going to get right into this. The read in front of you is the second read. The first read, I have the pictures for you here, so I'm going to show you the cards. You can take a snapshot if you want to follow. So this is the first read from last night, and this is the completed read from last night. Okay, and then the one in front of you is this read, the basic cards, and then the full read for the one in front of you is right here. Just make it a little bit more clear. Okay. All right, so you have all 4 pictures. And this first read, the SIRIAN Starseed deck, which is the main deck for my reads. For those of you not familiar, this is a 7-deck read. The SIRIAN Starseed deck is the main deck, and then we have the Romance Angels, we have the Numerology deck, we have the Tarot of Sexual Magic, as well as the Universal Golden Tarot, and the Gilded Tarot, and the Mini Rider-Waite. The SIRIAN Starseed deck was cut and dealt at 651 to 52, which is 6 of the Lovers, and then 51 and 52 are the King and Queen of Swords. The read was finished at 7:11 to 12. 7 is the Chariot, 11 is Justice, 12 is the Hangman. And the major arcana for the first read last night was Alchemy, which is like the Temperance card, Justice, Reflection, which is like the Hermit, the Lover's card, Transition, which is the Death card. That actually came up after the read, because I always pull a few cards up on either end of the read. Before the read, the Wheel of Fortune, also Starseed or the Fool came up, as well as the Higher Self. So there was a lot of major arcana here between the main. There was 4 in the main read, and then 3 before the read, within the 3 cards that I probably pulled out, and then after the read, Transition. There was 2 Pentacles, 4 Wands, and 1 Sword. There were no Cups in this read, but a lot of Wands, a lot of action, desire, and the Court cards were the Page of Wands, the Page of Swords. Sorry about that. The King of Wands and the Knight of Wands. Before the read, we also have the Page of Pentacles, and the 9 of Pentacles also came up in the read, which is the Sovereign, so that can be a person as well, even though it's not a court card. So again, a lot of Wands. We have the Page of Wands, the King of Wands, and the Knight of Wands. So a lot of masculine energy here. And then the Page of Swords and the Page of Pentacles also, as well as the 9 of Pentacles, which also can represent a teen to 20s. It can actually be any age, but along with the other pages, it could be another child who's older. We have the numbers and the code line. We're representing abundance, teaching, and learning. And there weren't a lot of numbers here. There were no numbers on the code line last night, and the only numbers that came up were 5, and then 8 and 9, so 89, which is the reflection of the human body temperature. So when it goes off balance, the temperature raises or it gets too low, so getting hot or cold in temperament. And then we have 58, which is the 4 of Swords, the connection in the 5D. And then in a lesser sense, we had 1 and 7. So of course 1 is the Magician, 7 is the Chariot, but then we had 15 of the Devil, and then 57, the 3 of Swords, and 78, the 10 of Pentacles. The code line being all about abundance and teaching and learning. The message was toggle up to see, and here southeast and northeast were coming up. So all along the eastern coast, no matter where you live, it's just all in your perspective. But toggling up, doing the meditation, being in the feminine energy to see, or could represent the ocean or the Christ unity consciousness. It could be vitamin C that's coming up for you, as well as C like an SI, meaning yes or if. So toggling up to see southeast, which can also represent Florida in the United States, supporting the I am presence and seeking alchemy or temperance, balance, patience, the fusion together, the merging to the nth degree of source in the northeast. So it's kind of like a nor'easter, which would come from the northeast. So the source energy, also the source energy to the nth degree being the keys, and then there's two keys coming up here because it was the same exact thing on both sides for the southeast and the northeast. So source to the nth degree key, southeast, one of two, right? So we're talking about the masculine read here. One of two, seek alchemy. There could be alcoholism here with the alchemy card coming up, but this is about seeking alchemy, or in other words, the bond at first that then becomes the merge of the energy bodies and then the fusion of the two. And the source to the nth degree being the key in the northeast. So it's referencing the masculine and the feminine, both leaning towards the east, which for me is the feminine energy, and teaching and learning. Now the A was separated from the and in and learning. So it's coming up as teaching and learning. So it's saying some of us will only be teaching and not learning. Like, so some of the starseeds may be dealing at a certain dimension of energy and frequency and vibration that they no longer need to work or learn, but they stick around to teach. And some who are a seventh dimensional energy most of the time, who won't participate much in the day-to-day activities of life at all. They'll very much be the neutral observer completely, not even teaching. So, and they may be meditators who just do a lot of grid work and connections in that sense. So, also teasing, and these one of two, seek alchemy, thine abundance, through teaching and ending learning. So obviously that's not for everybody, but that's definitely coming up for some. Some other stuff that came up online was a lot of stuff about alchemy. So alchemy leveling came up from IGN.com. The best way to level alchemy is to start with a sun of gold. The gold large enough to cover the purchase of ingredients. Oh, a sum of gold. Okay, so the best way to level alchemy is to start with a sum of gold large enough to cover a purchase of ingredients from the alchemists in the major holds. Another heading came up was alchemy perks. As the empire waits for the prophesied dragonborn to come, ... So, these titles don't always end the sentence, but that's what came up there. The next header was Granny, and this was in, I'm not sure what language it was in. It could have been like Czech or even Hindi. It was S.E. Masty coming up. Game Lover, YouTube, that was coming up from Granny, S.E. Masty, M-A-S-T-I. And there were 33 views on that. And that was from July 15th of this year, 2020. Another header that came up was from personalitycafe.com, MBTI of Full Metal Alchemist. And they were discussing how to code by personality codes. So they were saying not E or NI, which for me is a show of power, but it's also nickel. Not E or NI, insights, or grand NI, vision. He just wanted freedom from the universe and God so he could seek knowledge for himself, which was coming up as TI, which for me is source, because that's in Tao and Confucianism. Edward seems SENI, which are personality codes, to me now, since his NI says, get our bodies back. So that might mean something to some of you out there. And also the Gay Genius came up. That was from b-ok.org. Patch Alchemy from Bestial or Bestial.ro. And then Bum Bum, B-U-M-B-U-M, B-O-L-E, full with lyrics. So that was a song of lyrics that was coming up in another language. Alti Ho Gain Sabtan Beren Cook. I'm not sure how it's pronounced, but it was another language, obviously. It was U-L-T-I, then H-O, then Gain, G-A-I-N, S-A-B-T-A-D-B-I-R-E-N, and then K-U-C-H-H, ... That was from rekhta.org. And then the last entry was Namasti, which is N-E-M-A-S-T-I, which in Hindi means naughtiness or fun. I guess it was coming up in Bollywood comedies, so masti. And then masti is also plural of mastio, which means keep. It's the tall tower in a medieval castle, the keep. And then in Czech, it was ointment. So ointment was coming up, and so then yesterday, myrrh and spikenard were coming up for what Mary used on Jesus, and actually for sleep issues. I was looking it up to see if spikenard was good for sleep issues, and that is one of the things that comes up for it. They have sedative qualities, both spikenard and myrrh. So those were coming up for people who are having sleeping issues. You might want to try one of those two or both. And then let's see what else was coming up. Toggling up to sea or toggling up the ocean, emotions of fun, tower, and ointment, like myrrh and spikenard coming up. To seek alchemy, also source knee, so the knee was coming up, and also tiny, tiny things. And there may be one knee smaller than the other was coming up yesterday as well. The spikenard plant grows in the Himalayas in Nepal, China, and India. And again, those were the ointments that Mary used on Jesus. So we start this first read, the Five of Pentacles reversed. And beneath that was the Wheel reversed, the Page of Pentacles reversed, the Starseed reversed, and the Higher Self reversed. So again, this is for the Divine Masculine Twin Flames, recovering after the slowdown. Excuse me. And the Page of Pentacles reversed, in need of help, money, or opportunity, or never learns their lesson, or being foolish and doesn't use their intuition. Recovering, healing, the Knight of Wands quickly moving away from purging, overwhelm, crying, being dumped, and the Queen of Pentacles reversed, without peace, starting over and standing up for self, fending off others. Recovery from exile, rushing back in, or getting myrrh or spikenard, and the Queen of Wands reversed and King of Wands reversed. They're not looking at each other, they're next to each other, but they're looking away, and she's looking back at issues of third party at work, and he's looking forward to losing or ending battle and rising above sleeplessness, or awake to the Knight of Wands rushing in, to patient angel. Somebody may be hoofing it. Horseshoes, no work shoes, bare feet, one step at a time, off the beaten path, stepping stones in pond, desert, and the glass ceiling, grounding 5D connection with passion and patience, Mary and Jesus and myrrh and spikenard connection for sleep. Sleep and I shall soothe you, calm you, and anoint you, myrrh for your hot forehead. Oh, don't you know? I think I started out too low. Everything's all right, yes, everything's fine. And it's cool and the ointment's sweet for the fire in your head and feet. Close your eyes and relax, think of nothing tonight. So that's coming up from Jesus Christ Superstar. And then again, also the song I Don't Know How to Love Him was coming up. And you don't want to get me started on that one because I'll start wailing. But anyway, I mean, I'll be singing loud. So the Queen of Cups reversed, barely seen, under the radar, with Queen of Wands reversed, hides behind the Ten of Pentacles upright, family, business, or community. The masculine needing to let go of control issues, and beneath that was children and that they are affecting your love life. Ace of Wands reversed, not burning the past, and the Five of Wands reversed in a losing battle or no longer conflicted or spying game. No longer care what lovers do. Those who refuse to wake get pushed out of bed or dumped. And the Page of Swords reversed, with no truth to hear or no truth to lean on or but to spy on or hostage to hang with. And I wrote hand, I don't know why, but so no hostage to hand with, and that could actually be to have and to hold is coming up as I'm reading that now. 831 is the strength, and then 31 is the Five of Wands, that expansion or conflict energy, but also can be games and the pursuit of happiness. The 832 is the strength card, and then the 32 of the Six of Wands, the journeyman. So legs, I was getting Barbie in the basket, you know, just like in Animal House, the drunk girl, and then legs up in the air, admiring Mary Jane's, I was just going to say Mary's toes, but somebody might be admiring their toes. Legs up in the air, admiring Mary Jane's, or hostage with bare leg up and crossed, admiring point in toes. every nook and cranny without a negative word to say, leaving elbows and butts out of the equation, sleeping in the basement or fell or pushed out of bed, all who the glass slipper does not fit, refusing anyone, no matter what they offer to him, unless it's the perfect fit. Karmic completion comes up as number 10, and beneath that was music, which is 32. I'm just getting music of the spheres. So 32 is the journey, and of course music of the spheres is very much like the dolphin and whale music. So that's coming up here now. The King of Swords rising, perhaps not sleeping, awaking to deception or pre-dawn sudden events, epiphanies, emotions, eruptions, the breaking point, perhaps, of the Knight of Wands and the Journeyman. They could be two young people, you know, passionate and out on the town together, because they're both here, they were both upright together. The Knight of Wands and the Journeyman in another world, or needing closure to end a cycle, or watching someone do flips with an audience, perhaps fire sign or Knight of Wands rushing in, or Russian gymnast to see what the world will do or say next, or conference to inspire the younger ones, and that can be a conference of anything. Young indigos taking the world by storm, showing a little leg or perhaps too much leg in a drive-by seduction or performance regarding bent knees and pointed toes or horseback riding. Or the King of Swords and kids setting off fireworks again, which has been going on a lot, certainly here. Scorpio upright, Cancer reversed, Pisces reversed, or Sag came up here. The world's upside down in recovery, patient with extended family, business, or community or legacy, or abundant groups that resonate with you, or hostage to family, money, who's eyeing everything you do, inspecting every nook and cranny prior to transformation and karmic completion, which is number 10, the Wheel of Fortune. Recently, here's the King of Wands reversed, the shaman energy here, with mission work, wake-up call to higher calling with handling charges, announcing withholding sex for withholding time, money, and effort. So it's an exchange. If you withhold this, then I'm going to withhold that. Burdened by partner or connection, I'm working to align and get ducks in a row. The Emperor's reversed without peace, and the Page of Cups is reversed, as well as the King of Wands reversed, or rejection of love in a strong connection. The foundation is the Page of Swords reversed, on guard, rushing in with the Knight of Swords, protecting lovers in the aftermath of secret passion or a secret that's gotten out. Bodyguard to the messenger of truth, coming out after the fact with secret about lovers, the silent treatment, negative talks or self-talk, rumors, spying, lying, or a child with a mouth. The central energy here is the Page of Wands reversed. Uncomfortable with the King of Swords breaking patterns, facade, or the act at work. So the Page of Wands is uncomfortable with that. With the King of Swords breaking patterns, King of Swords is up right here, or in aligning with their true desires. The King of Swords with 6 channels, or channel 6. Challenged by, that's interesting, channel 6 came up in this read, and I didn't realize that, I had forgotten. And today channels 3, 6, and 10 came up, so that was significant. At 9:19, which is the Hermit and the Sun, challenged by alchemy of clarity of the path to choose, the world or X or dark past. Sagittarius upright, Virgo reversed, Leo upright, and Aquarius upright here. At 9:22, which is then the Fool, the 22, open heart and taking a leap of faith, hiding from the spotlight. And the movie Spotlight came up the other night. Overexposure or crazy kids, not expressing, getting over loss, regret, and the Page of Pentacles reversed, needy or never learns, perhaps an opportunist. Star, healer, dreamer, or dreams come true, stealing from or running away from, the King of Wands reversed, not sleeping, or awakening or rising from the dead. No big love at work, as the Hermit's reversed, doing something about it, with their world upside down and the 5D world, dark night, death, end, or transition of the guilty with negative self-talk and now standing up for themselves, bleeding out with the Tower reversed in the aftermath of the Queen of Swords speaking her truth. Now in the crowning position is the Nine of Pentacles reversed, powerless or dependent, or made a large purchase for a dependent or for your single self. The Page of Wands reversed, present and offering truth, clarity, justice, perhaps divorce, or Libra imprisoned by stardom, dreams, or Aquarius in another world, or Aquarius and Libra holding with hostage between them, and frustrated hostage presenting the truth to justice, judge, or Libra, bleeding out before dawn, or pain in the ass, deception, or Cancer reversed. Queen of Cups reversed, seeing synchronicities or options of visiting, moving, or ending a marriage, or the instability with the Page of Cups reversed, child perhaps recovering, and sharing or settling out with unhappy family, or a cycle ending. In slowdown, and the Page of Wands reversed, frustrated, overwhelmed, or purging, dumped, or crying, as Libra reversed, Virgo reversed, Pisces reversed, and Scorpio is upright here. The Sovereign's reversed, and the Queen of Cups is reversed here. The Page of Cups is also reversed with the Page of Wands reversed. So there could be up to 3 kids here, because the Sovereign reversed could be an older child, like 2 pages about the same age, and then the Sovereign older. And then the Queen of Cups reversed, obviously the Page of Cups is mother at least. And a guilty air sign with negative talk, perhaps guilty by association, lacking faith, falling on face or from grace. And the Page of Pentacles reversed, learning to stop hurting themselves and each other in order to look perfect. And no longer are they willing to stay silent. So again, this is the young indigos really waking up. Dependent and letting go to repair, to hang out and see new perspectives and get clarity with the Queen of Swords speaking, or while the Queen of Swords speaks. All the pages are reversed in this read, ready to revolt and start speaking up. Soon is justice. After injustice of losing battle, fight, competition, and implementing a plan, the Empress is upright and the Emperor reversed. Defensive wounded warrior, detoxing in divorce or breaking contract, or spiritual detox or cleanse, healing broken heart in a twist of fate. Capricorn reversed, Capricorn reversed, Taurus reversed, and Libra reversed, and or Aries reversed here, all reversed. The Empress, Libra, Virgo, or Leo, passing a baton between her and the Magician reversed. Perhaps the Knight of Wands upright, a Sagittarius, or Leo reversed, or Aries reversed. Libra male, Emperor reversed, and Taurus reversed, Devil reversed, or detoxing chaos, or Capricorn reversed, divorcing or expanding outside the box. The masculine sees himself as the Hermit reversed, coming out to come together, as the Knight of Cups is offering love to one suffering in silence, or oneself. Kids or twins loving each other, in divorce or spiritually, and the Knight of Pentacles joining forces and group is dissatisfied with that. Or Taurus reversed and Virgo reversed, not happy coming together with group or with third party at 9:57. 9 is the Hermit, 57 is the Three of Swords. So keeping them apart from each other, soaking it for all it's worth. So there may have been people around the masculine keeping the masculine and feminine apart so that they could soak up everything they could from the masculine. True love was coming up here, soulmate, trust, and give your relationship a chance. True love, which that one I think is that this is a romance of a lifetime. Soulmate, trust, have faith, and then give your relationship a chance. So around him or how he might be seen by others is the Eight of Wands reversed, not expressing or having a heated debate or exchange. The Dark Knight, angel of a higher love in another world, and the King of Pentacles with negative self-talk about third party through work or financial losses. The King of Pentacles, Dark Knight, and rumors about or weighing on patient angel or Sagittarius's head with work issues over sealed divine feminine in 5D world, or work group trying to squash her. Scorpio, Sag, and Pisces reversed, perhaps Virgo here as well. The block for the masculine in this first read was the Lover's upright, choosing a new path to let fools fall and choose detox, or the divine masculine may be worried the lover will turn their back on them as soon as he does something foolish, or will divorce him and just toss him aside. So teaching and learning came up here as well, and it came up again today. Abundance, and even more so for the masculine here was new beginnings. With the Chariot reversed and the Six of Wands reversed, broken and needy, or state of emergency, and starved for attention, or shady dealings under the radar or table, or breakdown of feeling like a failure. The Knight of Wands upright, the sexy man with a slow burn, or lots of kids or young adults around. The Knight of Wands speaking up, bleeding out in the aftermath of the Queen of Swords speaking her truth, or the Knight of Wands surrounded by women speaking their truths, refusing to be tested out like merchandise, and the Knight of Wands released from prison or anxiety and needing courage without tools or to get past insecurities and manipulations. Fire sign Scorpio transitioning through tunnel or tunnel vision to come out the other end at the Divine Feminine's heart in the E-Tower, coming out and yet holding back at the same time the buried treasure that he seeks, okay? In the twist of fate and state of emergency, the King of Cups rises, unconditional love, perhaps of Libra reversed and Cancer reversed, perhaps Scorpio and Sag. Recovery of the Page of Swords reversed and Hermit reversed in heated exchange, the King of Wands reversed and Page of Wands reversed are challenged by patience and injustice of lovers, dependence and powerlessness of the Knight of Wands in transition to the Divine Feminine's heart, coming out the buried treasure. Recovery of opportunist, dreamer, or child star or genius needing to use their intuition or their secrets out and recovering from exile, destitution, injury, or illness. The King of Wands reversed with the world upside down and two pages, the Page of Swords and the Page of Wands both reversed, as well as the Sovereign reversed, which can mean older child, challenged by patience, alchemy, the Hermit reversed. The Sovereign reversed can also be their partner. Challenged by patience, alchemy, the Hermit reversed, injustice, in a heated debate or exchange with lover, Knight of Wands, Scorpio, or Virgo, Gemini, or Sagittarius, in transition to implement a plan to withhold time, money, and effort until they're feeling the love. All right, so this was the first read last night. And before we do read number 2, we're going to pull another card for you guys from the energy deck. It's 32, 16 to 17, so the Tower and the Star, and 32 is the Journey. And the Tower, of course, is sudden events with that storm warning coming up, but it was passing to the 17, which is the Star. And now it's 32, 32 as I look over there. So 2 journeymen. So 2 people on the journeys together, side by side, as we go into the second read. And here, let's see what the card's coming up for you. All right, this came up in a bit of a cluster. The bottom of the deck is Door to Value. 31 is that expansion energy, the pursuit of happiness. But what is it exactly that you value? Is it money? Is it time, effort? Is it love? Right? What is it that you value? Because you need to know in order to let the other person know. They can't know if you don't know. We have envy beneath that as well. So this is all the underlying energy. We have the man holding a heart. Actually, we have a man holding a heart and a coin, then envy, and then the door to values. So this is the masculine needing to figure out what he truly values, what's important to him, and that there's always going to be people around him envious or judgmental, and that could be someone close to him or just other people around him. It could be a boss, a mother, a sister, a friend, whatever. Okay, so that's coming up in the underlying energy, but what came out for the masculine here is the door to personal healing and happiness, bringing the outside inside, because this has outside here and outside here, and the rainbow. And here, this bird is here again. Before with the Spirit card, before, the same bird was there, but kind of flustered with all of the energy coming in. Now it seems much more calm. They got the windows open. Maybe he got the right window, because you know that adjacent possibilities card, there's a window that fell out of the wall. So with that gust of white energy coming in that was flustering the bird, they were just opening the window then, and now it's all calm and sunny again. And then we have all tied up. This is 34, which is the 8 of Wands. This is 23, which is the King of Wands, which is that energetic exchange. But the 8 of Wands is reversed, so it's about holding back that energetic exchange, because they may be all tied up at the moment. But I think that he might be reversed as well. Where are you, King of Wands? Nope, King of Wands is upright in this one. but I think the Eight of Wands is reversed. So holding back feelings or desires here to enjoy the view, perhaps, of just the nature, perhaps of being in your home by yourself, and perhaps playing all tied up. You know, this is being coy and enjoying their abundance, perhaps showing themselves thanks, or just enjoying their abundance and thanking the universe for what they do have. And again, this can also represent the King of Wands as hostage, right? Between the door to healing and happiness, and between that and his cornucopia, which is his abundance. In between, he has a hostage, the King of Wands, right? So it also references him being held as a hostage himself, or feeling stuck in circumstances, but not here, because this is beautiful and free. This is someone holding themselves hostage, or him referencing the King of Wands with the Divine Feminine. All right, so that's what's coming up for the second one, which ends up in cornucopia, which is beautiful. The second read, the SIRIAN Starseed deck was cut and dealt at 10:30 to 31, which is the Four of Wands and the Five of Wands. So the home or union, and then the Five of Wands again, of conflict and battles, but also games and expansion and the pursuit of happiness, perhaps the quest for the impossible dream. So the deck was cut then with the 10. 10 is the Wheel of Fortune. And then at, and again today's July 28th, so the 28 is the Twin Flames, the Two of Wands, and the day adds up to 39-3, which is the Knight of Cups. All right, so we have the Knight of Cups and the Two of Wands, choosing a path, which path to offer love. So you really can't go wrong with that choice, right? And so this, I told you the SIRIAN Starseed deck for the read in front of you now was cut and dealt at 10:30 to 31, and then at 10:33, which is the Christ vibration, 33, and then also the Seven of Wands, standing up for yourself. And I was dealing the Tarot of Sexual Magic here. And then the number 79 was coming up, which is the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, and we just had the rainbow come up in the card. And then the I in the I am presence was coming up along with that pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. It also will add up to 79 plus 1, which is 80, which is one twin balanced between their masculine and feminine doing the dance, and the other one now there, present, but not quite doing the dance yet. Okay, so still learning, but there. So that could be present side by side, but the masculine still learning. It could be the feminine still learning as well. And then in another cluster, I got 13X, so 13X or X13, and then the 31, the reflection of that could have also come up here. So 13 and 31 were significant. So the transformation and the expansion, and that can reference an X as well, or that can just represent, you know, to the nth degree, multiplied. So we finished this read at 11:06, which is Justice and the Lovers, so Justice for the Lovers. And the major arcana for this read was Indigo and Alchemy. That was it in the main read. Indigo was like the Magician, Alchemy is like the Temperance card. Before the read, we had the Strength card, and that was it. And then we had 3 Swords, 2 Pentacles, and 4 Wands. Again, no cups in the read. 3 Swords, 2 Pentacles, and 4 Wands. In the read today, there were no court cards. The 9 of Wands came up, which is the Wounded Warrior, so he can come up as that. And before the read, the King of Pentacles came up, so very different energies. His 2 personas, the King of Pentacles, right, the successful man, and then the Nine of Wands, the Wounded Warrior. But it is reversed in this read, which is the Surrender. We had 4 aces in this read. That never happens. And we had 3 4s, triple 4s, and quadruple aces. So the only other numbers that came up here were 2 and 3. Well, 2 and then 9, 10, and then 3 in a lesser sense, because that was one of the exterior cards. So the code line was all about physical activity and communication, but the co was covered. So it was co and then MM, which is Mary Magdalene, unication. So having to do with Mary Magdalene and the unity consciousness, and then cation, which is the charged ion, right? The one with less electrons, right? It's kind of like the one that's hungry. It's hungry, so it's got plenty of energy, whereas the one that has a lot of electrons on the outside is full, it's satiated, so, you know, it feels kind of lazy. So This is the cation of the unification, the unity consciousness of Mary Magdalene, or the feminine energy. And also coming up, besides the 4 1s and the 3 4s, we had 12, which is the hangman, 14, which is the temperance card, the angels, also that higher love, 49, which is the 9 of cups, the get your wish card, 9, 10, begin again and again and again, and then 23 of the king of wands, 34 of the 8 of wands. Oh, that's so weird. They both came up in the cards we just pulled. What was cornucopia was 11. And we're at 11 o'clock here for the read. And the lovers for the read. That's when I finished the read. And then 324 came up, which can be represented as 32 and 4 or 3 and 24. So 3 is the Empress, 24 is the Queen of Wands, and they both came up in this read. And then 32 is the Journey, and 4 is the Emperor. And so we can be dealing with the Emperor, the Empress, and also the number 2, which is the High Priestess, as well as the Queen of Wands. So the code line revolving around physical activity and communication was a lot of different interpretations here. A lot of names came up. So the mother could be referenced here as in their high vibration or destined with 9-inch nails. So some of you might have mothers who have 9-inch nails, or mothers who used to stick their nails into you, like when you were in public, to shut you up or know that she was mad at you. But the show of power of Jesus, so this also could be her show of power regarding the divine masculine, and acing rest, relaxation, and the 5D connection, and being the junior, and JR is coming up here, that you are the junior in physical activity and communication here. So it's referencing that the masculine part of the masculine, but also in the union, now needs to step back and be the partner or the junior person in the physical activity and communication with the feminine. Also the name Maiden and Nina came up, as well as, what else came up? Just JR was kind of funny, so Dallas is coming up with that. And then Matt, my son's name, came up. So with the mother I told you, but also the mother in Tennessee was coming up in alternating currents. Perhaps breakers are coming up today. And the rest period, or being the assistant, the junior person, not the senior person. The mother in the high vibration, destiny, 9-inch nails, show of power as the Jesus, the divine masculine template, and acing rest and relaxation in the 5D connection as the junior partner. Maiden and Nina coming up as the common era or the European seal. That can also be just C in general, to C, the ocean C, vitamin C, SI as yes or if. So Maiden or Nina, in regarding those things, taking a rest, a break, meditating for 5D connection to be the junior partner. The mate was also coming up. The mate being, so interesting how the symbols come up here, because I'm getting 2/3 and 1/3 a lot in this read as parts of the 3 and the 33. But also the shape of the triangle. So I was getting an upside down V, but off to one side, like one line straight up, and then the other line off to the side, like the first 2 lines of the letter N. And I was working on my sister yesterday, and her collarbone is totally off, and Spirit was showing me to look at the triangles in her neck, because we weren't noticing how, I wasn't anyway, how off her clavicle actually was. So that was something they were using yesterday. So if you're curious, you can look at the triangles in your neck around your clavicle to see if yours is centered or not. And then we had NI come up again, which is a show of power. It's also nickel. And it was along with a notation of being positive. So that show about power being positive with the mate and being 2/3 of the divine masculine. So you need more feminine than masculine energy brought in here. 2/3 of the masculine is his show of power. So his use of his feminine energy is a great show of power for him in a positive way. Also, alchemy is the transmutation, basically, of nickel into gold. And the show of power being positive, being able to change negative energy into positive energy, which is what we do. We're transmuters. The 14 of the angels, the patience and the higher love of your own thoughts and words, making sure you ground and center yourself, come back to 0 point before you speak, or otherwise BS may come out. But rest and meditation are often required here. And again, being the junior, and then the PE was coming up here. Where's the PE coming in? The PE, I'm just referencing PE as physical, like gym, physical activity. So physical activity, and then again the Mary Magdalene unification or unity consciousness of the cation energy, the positively charged energy, right? So when you're not eating too much, when you're not oversatiated, that's when you're at your ideal state, because you're hungry. If you're full, you feel like crap and you want to go to sleep, right? All right, so then Matt came up in the reference to the feminine energy, again, being off-centered, and then the show of power in a positive way as being a patient angel or temperance, or the BS of having to be junior, or the alternating currents of the feminine and the emperor, or the 4, the stability, or the feminine and the rest that he needs in order to be the junior or the assistant. Like learning to rest more, right? Because as the emperor that he is, he's always stressed out and busy. He doesn't know how to rest on a regular basis. So it's really learning the feminine, teaching the masculine how to rest more and use their psychic abilities. So Matt, again, that name Matt comes up, uses his feminine side as a show of power of patient angel, or the BS of being the junior executive, the physical activity, regarding physical activity and communication here. Or in other words, allowing his masculine to be second regarding physical activities and communication. So using his feminine energy more. That the masculine takes back seat or takes a rest and is now second in command. But it's not just to the feminine, it's to his own inner feminine. So we start this read with the 2 of Swords upright. Beneath it is the King of Pentacles upright and the Strength card reversed. In his knowing and keeping to self, to protect the heart and keep his energy pure. After the King of Pentacles is upright, needing strength and courage and feeling weak, keeping peace of mind by pretending not to know. The World, or the Sealed Divine Feminine, marching to the beat of her own drum, and drummer boy, bullish and horny and thinking hard, while the Divine Feminine floats and allows and holds his DNA strand for him. The placeholder, as the Knight of Wands rushes back passionately to the World and or the Divine Feminine from a break in contract or Taurus reversed, a marriage, a tainted leader, or being alternative, outside the box thinker or spiritual. Or Sagittarius leaves or travels back and forth from Taurus reversed to Pisces upright or Divine Feminine upright, seeing synchronicities or shopping for the one, or it's obvious where the leak is. Radiation, power, energy, or emotion, water, hanging out or being still, inverting for back, or seeing new perspectives on stubborn bull, stubbornness or disability, strike, no work, out of work or don't have to work, or stuck, no movement forward. With Queen of Cups upright and Empress upright, or Capricorn, Virgo, or Taurus, Pisces, or Sagittarius here. Or the World or the Divine Feminine, or Pisces with no movement, and the Queen of Cups is over the Knight of Wands, giving attention to the World. The Divine Feminine or Pisces, and Empress is over the Hierophant reversed, the Taurus reversed, the break, the divorce, the spirituality of the Knight of Wands and the Divine Feminine or Pisces person. At 11:56 is Justice and the 2 of Swords, again being in your knowing, perhaps pretending not to know, or all aboard and knowing, except Taurus is resistant, stubborn, obstinate, or holding things up. So at 11:57, which is that Justice and the 3 of Swords, they may be insecure or in need of tools, manipulative, strategizing, post-war, PTSD, looting, a need for apologies, feeling guilty or shamed, and the bird taking off your back, to the stars with a little muscle or elbow work and honey. Busy bees in justice of aligning with dark blocks, mold, lead, old doorways, structures, and arches. 3.5 coins, or coins is another way of spelling Kohan. So 3.5 coins or Kohans, co-pilots, doesn't work because 3.33 out of 10 always leaves a little something to be desired. It's hard to split 3 ways equally when some do more work than others. 1 foot in front of the other, left foot first works. Right foot first doesn't right here. It's unfair. A man can naturally carry physically more due to his muscular structure. It doesn't mean the smaller woman doesn't work twice as hard. It's all relevant and it depends on your perspective. And one may be more wasteful with time, money, and effort. The patient one is chipping away one by one until done. After injustice or after the Libra reversed stepped down and dumped a load, a burden, responsibility, or confessed, just can't do it anymore, or it's just not worth it anymore. Gemini reversed or Virgo reversed, and then Aquarius upright, Libra reversed here, or all air signs around one Virgo, ganging up on them. The King of Pentacles peeking in after a big offer made to him, implementing a plan or strategy to let go and fix, repair, or make amends, or giving the business a facelift, or taking on another partner to make it more equal and manageable between them. Omega portal, Horseshoe Bay, perfectly pruned rose bushes and white lilies planted around the path through the opening to view of the mountains, or peekaboo, the keyhole or peephole, or money pit. And is it worth it? Is it worth more infusion of money, or already put in 7 plus 4? What's the use of one more big push, or going from 11 to 12 past its prime of 10? 2 out of 3 going into ceiling and always costs more than you expect, so you may not have enough left to pay the bills. The King of Pentacles deciding whether or not to invest in this anymore after losing funds. Past life relationship and let go of control issues. Don't fence me in, right? The King of Pentacles is weak in knowing about dumping a load, a burden, responsibilities, or confessing, or that to get big love and work at the same time, you may have to invest a little time, money, and effort in order to get the proper return. The Queen of Cups upright, affectionate, and holds when you fall. As the world is complete and the Divine Feminine rests and sleeps well with Metatron, Thoth, Michael, and Jesus, her guides. Loving in the 3D and kind, and 5D spiritual and complete, with 2 bulls broken, not even seeing red anymore at 1233, which is the Hangman and the Christ vibration, so very much about Jesus strung up on the cross. So the 2 not even seeing red anymore, both looking now in different directions at different people, and both looking at women. Not putting it out there or doing so under the radar, with issues at work or third party through work, no longer letting red boots walk all over the innocents. The dove and the bunny, splitting bulls, or canceling safari or big tent, can still see the blue, but if fall now, will only see all red and nothing else. Too much anger under the bridge, and singing the blues, billowing as they may be, there is only one he sees, because of the 2 goats, or billy goat and flame or torch, the reddish tints only, forbidden love by the logs, herbs and flower pickings, tokens, brown nosing and taking off shoes and cooking up something especially for you, and off course, glued to the glass ceiling. When you struggle to get through, she's always there for you. So different amidst the BS than the red boots and the pot, stepping on others to get what they want, and 50 shades of moody and why they won't, or why they force you. Self-love comes up here as 61, which is the 7 of Swords, the liar, cheater, thief card, but it's about inherent risk and taking that risk to self-love. And beneath that was happy ending, which is 93, the reflection of the Knight of Cups. Instead of being loved, not being loved. So is that really a happy ending? The Magician reversed, or is that really a happy family if you're not being loved? And that can be the sham fam, right? The pretense of the perfect family that's not really perfect inside. So the Magician reverse is coming up here with insecurities and hiding their face without the tools for the Six of Cups, loving each other, the kids or the twins. Loving but not knowing how to deal with dumping a load, a burden, or how to confess, coming clean, getting clean, cleaning up the act, or cleaning up the space. The King of Wands thinking about them, like focusing on the Six of Cups, while Rapunzel in the Tower takes guidance from wise bird or owl, a hoot, and that can represent Thoth. At the slivery, or 1/3 moon, that 33.33% with energetic invisible home protection from shadow people at lower vibe. So it's saying like she doesn't need actual home protection. She's got energetic home protection. It's like the masculine thinks she's in an unsafe place, but she's in her tower with invisible home protection from those lower energies or the shadow people at the lower vibration as they bring good news in with leads by example, or just all one big merry-go-round in an upward spiral of energy, or someone in the hospital bed or home bed with rails, or their quote-unquote crib, and that may be the Divine Masculine's perspective of where they live, with gold leaf on it you never would have suspected. She can cover your heart without using swords, or she can cover her heart without using swords, only using her will, her intent, her consent, and loving self first, while lifting him up at the same time, while fires are all ablazing around him, work boots and all, burning bush or brush, perhaps wood and gold leaf match, just the design is a bit different. So there's nothing there that can't work together. Her lines are softer, his are more sharp and throwing stars. Hers soft and flowing, softer corners. You may see her as unsafe, but you are actually the one with the wildfire around you. She's always comfortable, except when she gets sad about you not wanting to share your life with her. You may see yourself as above her, or feel threatened if the other is perceived as having more power. But this connection is not at all about competition. It's all about love and supporting sovereignty and oneness all at the same time. Yet she is very powerful. Don't deceive yourself. Her power was made just for you. There's no intimidation. She just wants you to know she wants everything for you and knows she's an imperfect human and that you are as well. But she also knows you're perfect for each other as you share the same energy body. And this was coming up, and then I got a phone call at 1:07. So 1 is the Magician, 7 is the Chariot. At 1:39, which is the Magician and the Knight of Cups again, the butterfly effect comes up here. That even if you put your head in the sand, that energy is still moving forward. The journey is still open. Leading the way in knowing to dump your burdens and let go. Even if we don't have much, we can still spend a little time, money, or effort to improve creativity or relationships, bringing someone in to help, or not work, a different perspective of work. Only self-loving work, taking the risk on self and big love for what you do and person or people you do it with. At 1:46 is the Magician and the 6 of Cups again. In the recent past is Indigo reversed, insecure, holding back feelings, desires of the Knight of Cups, offering love to break down the facade, the patterns, the tripping up, and feeling powerless, dependent, financial drains, or a large purchase, or 2 expensive kids between the Knight of Cups and the King of Wands, and the King of Wands is walking away and within from the King of Cups reversed, finding peace, or going to the pool or near the water. The Knight of Cups is maybe meeting the King of Cups reversed there, and that could be a father and child. Or they may be moving in together because the King of Cups may have issues that the Knight of Cups needs to help them with. or in the slow down or twist of fate and walking away or hiking in the mountains or taking a walk with their kids or twin, loving each other, even when you're feeling insecure. The foundation is the Ten of Flames reversed, dumping a load, a burden, or responsibility, or confessing, and the Page of Cups, message of love, or a child just needing courage, strength, and is scared. The Magician reversed, insecure or afraid, or without the tools to start over with the Page of Cups, perhaps too weak to fight, and thus expecting a fight, or after a losing battle. The central energy here is that Ace of Wands, the big flame, the new passion ignited with peaceful place to be, working to align with the Devil or Capricorn waving to lover who's free. The Fool is free to leap and challenged by the Four of Swords upright. The rest, the break, the meditation, that's the rest and rejuvenation card's been coming up a lot. The 5D connection or taking time at the beach. The Queen of Cups upright and the Knight of Pentacles reversed. A dream come true, healed, star, or shining their light, or Aquarius is running away from or stealing from recovering from exile, destitution, injury, or illness, not wanting to be associated with misery, loves company. Post-war healing and forgiving and ending pain, or painful end or betrayal, or back treatments and associated things. The Patient Angel or Sagittarius standing up, 2 or 4, the Queen of Pentacles reversed, and there could be multiple Queen of Pentacles reversed here. And there could be someone upright too. There literally could be 2 to 3 different Queen of Pentacles, because they could be Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. So there could be multiple of any sign. But Taurus or Aries lover is coming up here in divorce and break from narcissistic establishment, religion, or marriage, or fall of a dark leader, or fallen angel who's now upright again. And the Page of Cups unable to express their feelings to the Queen of Pentacles reversed at 210, which is the High Priestess, and the Wheel of Fortune. So at 211, which is then Justice, this can also reference a Sagittarius and Taurus, or Taurus Sag and Taurus Aries. And the Queen of Pentacles reversed with an Empress, so it could be a mother around, or her boss, or aunt, or grandmother, and Patient Queen of Wands, or the Queen of Pentacles reversed Taurus, and the Queen of Wands Sagittarius, and they could be sisters too. They may not be getting along before dawn, or mothers and daughter, or daughters, or a daughter has a baby too, who's keeping everyone in the house awake at night. The Ace of Wands, growth of deception, of the Three of Cups reversed, and Hierophant reversed, and Hermit upright, which can be a negative group or bad influences, or third party, gossip, or antisocial behavior, social distancing, with Taurus reversed and Virgo upright, or breaking contract or divorce, and Hermit then shedding the light on it, or one with or recovering from a cancerous growth, or Hierophant reversed or Taurus reversed being seen by a doctor. Now in the current moment, crowning is the Four of Pentacles reversed, the Divine Masculine's heart coming out of the Batcave, knowing about an big offer of love from the prisoner or hostage, or place of anxiety or fear. The Page or the POW, healing inequity of this journey, unhappy with injustice, or Libra reversed and or Taurus reversed. Or post-war, dissatisfied Libra reversed, coming out with Hierophant or Taurus reversed, who is unable to express their feelings, the Queen of Pentacles reversed, and Patient Queen of Wands may be deceiving the group, or Taurus and Virgo, or has cancer that's growing, or a baby who is a Cancer who's growing fast. 2 at a distance, perhaps Virgo and Cancer reversed, or 2 Cancers, or Taurus and or Libra and another person who's a Virgo and Cancer. 2 may be living together but distance, and 2 at a distance, yes, yet close. Shedding light on the state of emergency and deception, breakdowns, breakups or breakthroughs, and delays, cancellations of moves and travel, stuck with dependent, presently no longer obsessing or splitting hairs over 2 different scenarios. Taurus or Empress and Patient Angel or Sag, Queen of Wands, undressing or trying more shoes on. The Knight of Swords rushing in to tell him, and the Page of Pentacles looking at every little detail, perhaps a researcher or a student or an opportunity, and the other a runner or messenger of truth. And then there's the Emperor reversed, who could be someone who's out of control, abusing their power, Or it could be an ill father or boss, or someone out of control, a star, or an Aquarius who may be abusive. Or the Queen of Wands, Aquarius, Aries, Sag, or Taurus, or Cancer. There could be a child star here who can do no wrong in the Emperor reverse eyes in that connection. But there could be like a falling out all of a sudden where they never could have done wrong before. And this may just be because the Emperor is ill or stepping down from power or retiring as well. This Emperor reversed in connection with a Magician reversed who's insecure. And that could be the Queen of Pentacles reversed, grieving or feeling bad for having manipulated the relationship or a partner. Or the King or the Emperor here reversed is just showing a father who's passed. And the Queen of Pentacles reversed, grieving much more than the Queen of Wands. So it could be one sister grieving much more than the other, perhaps because the Queen of Pentacles was always his favorite and the Queen of Wands always felt second to her. The Queen of Pentacles could be a Virgo or Capricorn or more than one of them. The Queen of Pentacles in this read, the Capricorn would be upright and the Virgo could be upright or reversed. The Taurus is coming up as reversed if the Queen of Pentacles is a Taurus. Manipulative connection or partnership between Emperor and Page of Pentacles upright, Knight of Swords upright, and Queen of Wands upright, and on the other side is the Queen of Pentacles reversed. Grieving loss, regret, or guilt and shame, or the past, or a dark group, dark influences, or cutting him off from sex. At 241, which is the High Priestess and the Ace of Cups, or that his penis now has a life of its own, or has been resurrected. And that was coming up related to that third party energy. Capricorn upright, Taurus reversed, and Virgo upright. Soon, with alchemy, patience, and fusion, the Page of Wands is inspired after recovery by rebuilding in the aftermath of social distancing, negative influences, group or third party, over or under indulgences, and presenting now the whole truth to surrender to the 5D connection, or under arrest, or on bed rest, or laid to rest. So it could be a subject laid to rest or a person who's been laid to rest. Dark night, death, end, or transition at present, with pain in left neck, or present crown on a silver platter, which can represent a bris ceremony, and keeping the foreskin. And someone might feel that it's wrong to circumcise. This also they could feel like it's the death of his manhood, or it could be an adult circumcision being done, or getting snipped in order to cure an issue. Sagittarius upright and Scorpio upright and or reverse, so it could be two Scorpios or one in both energies. The masculine sees himself as the Four of Wands upright, that he is his home, he is the union, the stability, and or a celebration. The Queen of Wands feeling a failure or under the radar, with 10 of Cups, happy family, or an end to an emotional cycle. Perhaps a teen is leaving the nest, choosing a new path, with the secret out about the King of Swords, or Pisces, Virgo, or High Priestess reversed and King of Swords reversed, all choosing a new path together that doesn't sit well with the family, but then pretending they're all good. There's new passion here, creativity, and growth of a child, sunshine, or just fully energized and happy, but suffering in silence in private. This could be the Queen of Wands. Perhaps a teen pregnancy, perhaps Leo, or any fire sign, or Pisces. And the Four of Wands and 10 of Cups are coming up as upright and happy, but there's a lot of people like pretending to be happy on the outside, but may feel otherwise on the inside. And this could be a young person, you know, if they got pregnant or something, they may be trying to act really happy on the outside so no one gets mad at them, but they may not be, you know, under the radar. So happy and stable, but the High Priestess reversed and the King of Swords reversed are side by side and not happy. They're not showing themselves as happy if they're not, but they're also sitting above the situation. Both the High Priestess and the King of Swords reversed and the Queen of Wands below them, and that's not referencing that one's above or below. It's just the way that the cards are coming up. Both are choosing separate paths. So free yourself is coming up for the masculine, romantic feelings, new love, and honeymoon. Enjoy the bliss of holiday time together. Around the masculine, or how he's seen, is the Nine of Wands reversed, the wounded warrior, but in surrender or giving up, in slowdown, downturn, imbalance, debt, inequity of a relationship, or scammed by the Ten of Pentacles reversed and Three of Pentacles reversed, family, business, or community, or legacy, or all lost a lot of money or surrendered to making one big purchase together. But it's an unfair distribution of 3, 6, and 10, which references the news stations, or nothing on TV but negative news. And then I was getting whatever. 258 is the High Priestess and the Four of Swords, the 5D connection. Or they may be selling a family business or a big company that goes under. And that could be definitely on 3, 6, and 10. The block for the masculine here is the Ace of Swords upright, which means telling the whole truth and triumph and clarity, cutting things out. Indecisive or perhaps humbled by his 5D connection. The Dark Knight now following the Queen of Swords, speaking her truth or jumping on the bandwagon, but getting a taste of it first with blocks about telling the truth, because the truth has to do with being a whistleblower, the tattletale, the snitch, and death associated with it. Physical activities and communications, but even more so here for the masculines coming up, is financial discipline and spirituality. Taking the mean, or rather median, taking out the polarized women and healing with the one in the middle, the monkey or the monk key in the middle, as opposed to the slave of many. Healing three ways while things are slow at 306, the Empress and the Lovers. New life exposed with Capricorn upright, Taurus reversed, and Virgo upright. Or the devil, the narcissist, and the snitch. It's all in the perspective. The diamond in the rough is now exposed in all its glory, with the Six of Cups, the inner children and the outer children both loving each other, loving the inner or outer children at home or in union. The Ace of Cups upright, overflowing with love. The Page of Swords stepping up to the plate to take a swing at offering his manhood and dumping his sins, or offering a trade. New Jersey Devils, perhaps. The Ten of Wands, or bats, 10 bats, for 2 ace in the holes, the Ace of Pentacles and the Ace of Cups, or in other words, the one coin, the co-hand, the co-pilots, and the one holy grail, the unity consciousness and unconditional love. New life, new love, and third party that only co-creates doesn't work. That way, there are no issues at work. The Two of Swords upright, knowing and having peace of mind, as the Ten of Wands reversed, perhaps a big confession, dumping a load. So knowing they get peace of mind by letting go of all of these burdens and responsibilities and confessing at home and or at union, in surrender, insecure, without tools to ignite a huge flame, without proper safety matches. And safety matches came up the other day. The challenge being rest and reflection, patience and balance, and fusion with the whole truth, and leaving the Batcave and exposing his best side of his 4 selves to his new love, third party, through not work, trying it at the Y in the road. That's Trinity. Trying it at the Y in the road. Collapsing 3 polarities into the center point, just like the Mercedes symbol is the Y in the road. There's not just 2 polarities, but 3 polarities being collapsed into the center point, getting a 1/3 to tip the barrel. Getting a third to tip the barrel, like a third person. The King of Pentacles is afraid, protecting his heart, insecure about the journey, or one with heart issues wanting to take flight. The Ten of Wands reversed, confession to flame, bringing him out of his shell or his cave. And the challenge being rest and reflection and rejuvenation. Home alchemized, patient angel, pits and all, and you know, peach pits and plum pits, they were all coming up the other day. So patient angel, pits and all, surrender and confession of the whole truth. The ripple and butterfly effects, the Ace of Swords, the Ace of Pentacles, and the Ace of Cups all collapse into one big flame at 0 point. Trinity, as above and now below. So that was your read. And I'm going to pull you one more energy card, see what comes up now. So I'm telling you, we never have all four. I don't remember all four aces ever being in a read. And they were all four in a read, and they were all four upright. And 3 were clustered together at the end of the read, and the other one was the flame right smack center in the middle of the read. I also have the 4, you see the 4 cards I have upright here. So sometimes I'm guided to bring a few cards. You can't really see because they're reflecting. But this is the 4 of Wands, and this is the Tower reversed. And then we have the 2 of Cups upright, and then the King of Swords reversed. So that's referencing the home after sudden events, epiphanies, eruptions, whatever they may be, and connecting with the King of Swords reversed in order to reconnect with himself. It's like making sure he's always connected with himself. But the 4 of Wands is upright, and so is the 2 of Cups. So it's really about after any sudden events, whenever he gets knocked off balance, learning how to reconnect with his higher self every time, coming back again and again and again. The 9-10 begin again and again and again. That high vibration. All right, so what do we need to take away from this read? A larger perspective of the world. So take a step back to see the whole world, not just your world. And 29 is being present in the moment. We also have the number 5 of the attachment, removing the mask and dropping the facade. Definitely was coming up in the read. And 5 has to do with expansion and conflict and battle, but also the pursuit of happiness and the impossible dream and play. You notice they're very generic cards, these two. They're blue and gray. And actually 50 Shades of Gray came up, and then the blue came up of the billowing blues without the reds. No more anger. The underlying energy here is strategy. So people are definitely making new plans and strategizing, perhaps writing, journaling. 21 is completion, ending the cycle, making a new plan, Stan. Don't need to be coy, Roy. Just listen to me. All right, so this is what you got. This is very universal, right? It's a blanket statement. They're all one color. This is all blue. This is all gray. So when you're feeling gray and taking your mask off, afraid to show people your true authentic self, take a step back, right, to get a grander perspective of the whole world, and you won't feel so bad. It's really quite beautiful, isn't it? So you need to get both perspectives, and here's the as above, so below. Take off the mask to see the real you. You need to step back to see the real all of us. All right, the 29 and the 5. And then this one wanted to be seen too, right? The little girl who's afraid to leave the house, the union, with the 30. So the 4 of Wands energy is definitely coming up here too. Okay. So it's like getting a grander perspective, to take your own mask off at home so that when you're dealing with your children, you're being authentic to them and they're not learning how to pretend as well. Although we do want to learn to pretend in using our imagination to expand. That is a way that we want to pretend, not who we are, but imagining how things can be better and then creating those things. So you can actually dream things into being. And that's what we do want to teach our children. But we don't want to teach them to wear a mask and to lie about who you truly are, right? Pretend to the world that you're happy when you're not. That's not what we're supposed to be teaching them. So I love how these cards came up this way. Very cool. Okay, guys, I hope that was helpful for you. Make sure it was just 1838, which is the moon and the Queen of Cups. Make sure you drink your water and get your rest. Get your joy. Get your nature. It was just 46 again. The 6 of Cups was upright in both, I think. Anyway, rise and be love, you guys. I hope you really appreciate that. Bye.